Right guys, so I'm going to try and go over this question on the PowerPoint here because the video will hopefully be shorter and it won't take as long for me to get it uploaded, okay? So start off by drawing your XY line. So we basically have to draw the plan and elevation first. The inclination of the surfaces can be applied to determine the height. So basically we need to use the angles that were given in the question to finish it off, okay? So you can see I came down here 20, so it's tilted at 45 degrees, so any line that's in blue is a light line here, okay? Again, the height and elevation were given, which is 40, guys. This is a very basic setup, so you should know it. Again, the blue lines and the red lines are all construction lines, so the red lines are the lines taking points up to elevation. Okay, so I've basically taken the two gable ends up. Okay, now whenever I drew this here to get the kind of height, so just to get the true shape of the gable, I just drew it straight onto the gable. They're drawing an XY line here. You can do it either way, doesn't matter, but by drawing an XY line just means you have to draw more lines. So I just took the 45, you'll probably remember, straight from the gable line. It's the same thing. So then you get the height here, take it up. Okay, whatever height this is that they've marked in green, you come up here, you mark it in green up here again, you swing it using your compass or use your ruler, and just darken on that. So that's that gable, okay? And then do the same here. So again, I drew it straight on the gable, they're drawn an XY line. This one's at 30 degrees, it's 30 degrees from both sides like that, gives you this point here. You can take it back, so you'll need it along there. Again, take your point up. The blue mark here is getting, blue mark's getting the height which I think was 17. Swing it off, and this height I think was 30 or 31. Swing it off, so that's the two gables completed in the elevation. And then we just need to kind of finish the roof structure, so we need to find where D, C, A and B basically all meet together and plan. Okay, so remember earlier I took this height here, because the roofs are at two different heights, I took this height here which is 30 or 31. Again, I extended this line up to meet this 30 degree line I had here, came up here a height of 30 or whatever height you have here, take it straight across, wherever that meets that 30 degree line gives you a point, take that straight back down to here, okay, and that gives you the point basically where D intersects B, for example, okay, and you just join your points together. Now this is a construction line here, okay, so we just extended that line down to meet there, and that'll give us a point here that we need. Okay, and then you can just darken in the rest of the plan there. Okay, now I see they haven't started the porch here. I had the porch done at this stage earlier. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you do or you don't. So I know the porch is actually a part B of this question for some reason. So then you need to take these 2 points up to elevation. Okay, to the respective heights. Take the line across, the line then up here. So that point will then join down here. Go across here, up there. So you can see they do the lines at different times to what I've done on the drawing, but it's the same method. Okay, you have a hidden detail there. Again, all the hidden details are actually shown to you on the question, so you don't even need to figure it out yourself, which is a bit surprising. Usually you would have to figure them out yourself. Okay, now what they want to do is the porch. So draw the porch in the elevation, which is very simple. Again, remember I came out at 30 degrees. You're told in the question that the porch is at the same inclination as C. It's basically part of the surface C, so it is. So if again they've drawn an XY line, I just drew it straight onto the gable. Do whichever you want, whichever you find easiest. I just find it easier to not draw an XY line for all these here because it's just less lines to draw. Okay, and again 30 degrees, so that'll give you this height here, which I think was 17 in my drawing this morning. Take the point up, and then you come down whatever height, so whatever height this was, which I think it was 17, you measure down here 17, you get that point, take it across, and if you take up the 2 front ones, that'll give you basically this height here. If you look down to the 3D view where my mouse is, that gives you that height there. Okay, so then you just finish that off, and again join the points back to where they need to go to, and so on, darkening all your lines that they have in the plan, darkening the hidden detail, and you end up with your plan elevation done. Okay, now moving on to part C was to find the dihedral angle here between the surface C and A. Okay, Now they do it in different kind of steps to what I've done it, but it's actually the exact same process. But whereas I would draw the x1, y1 line at the same angle as A and C out here first and take my points up and actually find the line of intersection in the first auxiliary, they actually split A and C up into triangles first. Okay, doesn't matter which way you do it, whatever way you find easiest. So again, they do them individually, which means they have two lines coming up. The way I do it, only one line. You can do it the way I done it this morning, or if you forget that, you're going to have to do it this way. Okay, it just means you have more points. Okay, so they basically, I think I picked that point this morning as well, but I would have took it on down so that this point 4, which they'll get later, was on the same line for taking them up across here. Okay, but 1, 2 and 3, just take them up into your elevation. They'll darken them and up in elevation just so you can visualize it here. Okay, and then do the same. So that's the green ones for surface A. So now you need to get a triangle for surface C. Remember, I just extended a line across here this morning. So I don't know if I don't think theirs is in line. It doesn't look like it's in line, but it doesn't matter. So 3, just pick 3 at that point. It makes sense to pick it there because you have an apex there. But point 4 here, it doesn't matter where you pick it. Make it fairly small so you don't have a big auxiliary to draw. Okay, then take that up into elevation. If you want, for visualization, you can join them points together, but the idea of taking them up here is just for 4 we need this height, which is 17. And for point 3 we need this height, which is 31. Okay, and then they go and they draw the auxiliary, which is what I would have done first. So the XY line at the same angle as the line of intersection. Take your points 1 and 2 up. Okay, the height of 1 is going to be this height here, which is 17. Okay, so you just follow 1 up. So it's the height of the roof that you're looking for, because the line of intersection between C and A is on the roof, so you don't need to worry about the height of the walls. So this height is 17, so swing it up there and then join it back to 2, which is going to be on the XY line or X1, Y1 line. That's your line of intersection, which is now a true length in the first auxiliary. Then for the second auxiliary, well, before the second auxiliary, so I think we drew the triangles this morning as well. So you can see their point 4 and their point 3 are not on the same line. I had them on the same line this morning. It doesn't make a difference. Exact same method, just a few extra lines. So they've taken 4 up. Okay, so the height of 4, by the way, comes from here, which is actually going to be the same height as 1, because they're both, as you can see, on the same height. So swing it up, 17. You can join that triangle together, and then take 3 up. The height of 3 is this height here in elevation, which I think is 30 or 31 when you're drawing. Join that up there, and then you have a second triangle, and you see they've coloured them in. Okay, and our line of intersection, or our true length line, is still between 1 and 2. Okay, second auxiliary, then extend the true length line up, draw your x1, y1 line. Okay, and you see here they've drawn a datum line. Okay, so I didn't explain to you, well, we might have done datum lines last year, but basically whenever I'm doing this question, I would say, for example, to get the height of 2 here, I would put my compass on the xy line and measure the length to 2. So say, for example, so I'm drawing here, so it was roughly a length of, so from the x1, y1 line back to point 2, there's roughly 75. Okay, that's not exactly, but it's roughly 75, so this length there. What I would usually do is then put my compass here and swing a height of 75 up here. What they've done is they've just extended this line in for a datum line, which is obviously the same angle as the x1, y1 line, but it just means that 3 is going to be on the x2, y2 line. Okay, so instead of taking the heights from the x1 back to the 4 numbers, they're going to take the distances from the datum line back, so it's just making it smaller. Okay, if it's too confusing, just skip it and do it the way I done it this morning. Okay, but it's just a line that is parallel to the x1, y1 line, and it's just saving you space. Okay, so instead of the distance of 2 being this distance, which is roughly 75, and swinging it up here and having a point up here for 2, they're getting this height here, which if I done that in my drawing here, just looking at it, well, actually sure, it would be 20 maybe. Okay, so this distance here would be 20, so you'd be swinging it up here, height of 20, which is what they've just done there. Okay, either way it doesn't matter, it's the same thing, just shortening the distance. So you get then your point, so 1 and 2 are obviously on the same point because they're same line, same distance. Okay, so you see them as a point view in the second auxiliary. And then get your points 3, 3 is obviously going to be the next 2y2 line, and then get point 4 and join them together. Okay, and I think I said this morning that angle was 128 or 130 or something. So yeah, 128 is the exact measurement you should get. Okay, so I think that's what we got this morning. Okay, so 128 degrees is the dihedral angle. Okay, so hopefully, so I'm not going to go through part D because we didn't do it in class, but hopefully that'll help you. So it's just a quicker way for me to kind of go through the question with you, because the questions I do in class, the videos are taking too long to upload. They're about 35 minutes long and my internet's not fast enough to upload them. So hopefully this is a shorter video and I can upload that, and hopefully it'll be the same benefit to you. Okay, and we'll see you tomorrow morning in class and we'll recap this question and finish it off. So if everyone can have this much done for the question on the sheet, we'll need that sheet then to finish this question tomorrow. So can everyone try and get this much done here? Okay, and then I'll not ask you to upload this question until we get a finish in class tomorrow. Okay, and as well as that, guys, there's a few people who missed class this morning, whether you slept in or whatever happened, I don't know. But you need to get this question ready to go tomorrow, Tuesday at 11:20, I think it is. Okay, and I think we actually have a double tomorrow, so the second half of the class I might use it to meet people about the project. A few people not making much progress, some people made excellent progress, but I might try and meet everybody for maybe 5 minute slots tomorrow in the second half. Okay, so we'll leave it there now and I'll pause.